Okay. Good evening and welcome, councillors, executive leadership team, community members and council staff to tonight's special council meeting. My name is Councillor Leslie Hewitt and I'm the Mayor of the Hepburn Shire Council. We would like to acknowledge that we're meeting on Jara people country, of which members and elders of the Dja Dja Wurrung community and their forebears have been custodians for many centuries. On this land, the Jara people have performed age-old ceremonies of celebration, initiation and renewal. We acknowledge their living culture and their unique role in the life of this region. We now move to the Councillor's Statement of Commitment. Because we're on Zoom, I'm going to read it, and on behalf of my fellow councillors, and this is with my fellow councillors' agreement. We, the councillors of Hepburn Shire, declare that we will undertake on every occasion to carry out our duties in the best interest of the community, and that our conduct shall maintain the standards of the Code of Good Governance so that we may faithfully represent and uphold the trust placed in us in the council by the people of Hepburn Shire. Council continues to be guided by the government directives and wants to do the right thing for the health of our community during COVID-19 pandemic. In line with these directives, the public are unable to attend this meeting. In the spirit of open, transparent and accountable governance, this special council meeting is being live streamed on Council's Facebook page, and you will be able to view the proceedings of the meeting, councillor deliberations and voting. The meeting is also being recorded and the public session will be made available on the council website as soon as practicable after the meeting. Pursuant to the ministerial guidelines, should technology problems be encountered by the council where there is an inability to be able to broadcast this meeting to the public, then the meeting must be adjourned until resolution or postponed. Council special meeting will be conducted tonight in accordance with the Local Government Act 2020, the COVID-19 Omnibus Emergency Measures Act 2020, the Minister's Good Practice Guideline, NGPG1 virtual meetings, Councillors' Governance Rules, and the Hepburn Shire Councillor Code of Conduct. And as tonight is a special council meeting, no community participation time will be undertaken. In accordance with Chapter 6, Section 3 of our governance rules, a person, including any representatives of the media, may not operate photographic, audio or video recording equipment or any other recording device at any council meeting without first obtaining the consent of the chairperson. And at this point, no one has requested that they would like to record this meeting. Permission does need to be sought if someone wants to take that footage and use it or broadcast it. I also remind everyone that local government decision-making, unlike state and federal government, does not afford the benefit of parliamentary privilege, and hence no protection is afforded to council and councillors and council officers for comments made during meetings which are subsequently challenged in a court of law and determined to be slanderous. As this is a Zoom meeting for councillors, I'll now go through each of the councillors present and ask you to confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues. Councillor Henderson, representing Creswick Ward, can you confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues?
Yes, Madam, I can both see and hear.
Thank you. Councillor Hood from Colaburn Ward, can you confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I can to both.
Councillor Juliet Simpson from Holcombe Ward, can you confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues? You're on mute, Councillor Simpson.
Sorry, I can hear and see you, Madam Mayor, and my colleagues.
Thank you. Councillor Jen Bray from Birch Ward, can you confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I can both see and hear you and my colleagues.
Thank you, Councillor Bray. Councillor Tim Dryley, Creswick Ward, can you confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues?
Madam Mayor, I can see and hear you and my colleagues.
Thank you, Councillor Dryley. Councillor Tessa Halliday from Cameron Ward, can you confirm that you can see and hear me and your colleagues? You're on mute, Councillor Halliday.
Sorry, I was clicking the button and it wasn't working. I can confirm that I can both see and hear you and my councillor colleagues.
And thank you, Councillor Halliday. And I am Councillor Leslie Hewitt from Birchwood, and I also confirm that I can see and hear all my colleagues. I would now like to introduce council officers who are present in this council meeting. Mr. Bradley Thomas, the Interim Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Andrew Burgess, the Acting Director of Corporate and Community Services, Mr. Bruce Lucas, the Director of Infrastructure and Development Services, Mr. Chris White, ICT Manager, and Ms. Kristen Fort, the Manager of Governance and Risk. Are there any apologies for this evening's meeting? No. Oh. Okay, so there are no apologies for this afternoon's meeting, sorry. Now, declarations of conflict of interest. As required at any other meeting of council, councillors must declare a conflict of interest at the start of the meeting and leave the meeting when the item is presented to council. Councillors will all be required to leave the meeting and return when the item has been resolved. At any point throughout the meeting, if any other councillor recognises that they have an indirect or direct interest, they can flag that at that point and follow the same procedures. Councillors, I now ask if any councillor has a conflict of interest to declare. And if there are any conflicts of interest to declare, may I ask councillors to state which provision of the Act their conflict of interest satisfies and the item on the agenda they have a conflict in. I'll go around to each of the councillors individually as they appear on my screen. Councillor Hood, do you have a conflict of interest?
No, Madam Mayor, no conflicts.
Councillor Bray?
I have no conflict, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Henderson?
No conflicts, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Simpson?
No conflicts, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Dryly?
No conflicts, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Halliday?
I have no conflicts to declare. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, councillors, and I too have no conflict to declare. Officers that are present, I now ask whether you have a conflict of interest in any of the items presented before council tonight.
Madam Mayor, I do have a conflict of interest in the matter tonight and will not proceed as part of the meeting.
Okay, so you will exit the meeting now, Mr. Thomas?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do any other of the councillors have a conflict of interest? No, thank you. And we'll move on.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I don't have any conflicts to declare tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
And through you, Madam Mayor, I don't have any conflict to declare tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Burgess.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I don't have a conflict of interest to declare tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Fort.
And through you, Madam Mayor, I have no conflict of interest to declare tonight.
Thank you, Mr. White. We now move to the item on the agenda 5.1, the appointment of Chief Executive Officer. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Bruce Lucas, who's the Director of Infrastructure and Development Services, to introduce this report. Mr. Lucas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, there is a report, officer's report in the agenda tonight. And just to introduce that report, following the resignation of the council-appointed CEO, Evan King, early this year, in January, I think, council held a special meeting on the 19th of January. And at that meeting, council resolved two items. One was to appoint an interim Chief Executive Officer from the 30th of January 2021 for a period of not more than 12 months or until the commencement of a new Chief Executive Officer. And they also endorsed the formulation of a subcommittee to engage the recruitment company to assist council in the recruitment process for a new permanent Chief Executive Officer. Following that recruitment process, the procurement process for that recruitment agency, council engaged MacArthur's to seek applications and assist council with that recruitment process. Councillors, the role was advertised back in early March, the 6th of March 2021, and shortlisting was undertaken through March and was finalised on the 31st of March, and first round interviews conducted on the 12th of April 2021. And a final round of interviews were conducted on the 26th of April 2021. As I understand it, a preferred candidate has been identified, pre-employment checks, including referee checks, have been undertaken. And the purpose of this report, Madam Mayor, is for Council to consider the appointment of a Chief Executive Officer. Madam Mayor, I'll hand it over to yourself for debate and decision.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas. Pursuant to Section 66(1) of the Local Government Act 2020, the Act, council or delegated committee must keep a meeting open to the public unless the council or delegated committee considers it necessary to close the meeting to the public because a circumstance specified in subsection 2 applies. The circumstances detailed in Section 66(2) of the Act are as follows. A, the meeting is to consider confidential information. B, security reasons, or C, that it's necessary to do so to enable the meeting to proceed in an orderly manner. I have a recommendation before me that in accordance with Section 66(1) and 66(2)A of the Local Government Act 2020, the meeting to be closed to members of the public for consideration of the following confidential items, that being the appointment of a Chief Executive Officer. These agenda items are determined to be confidential information for the purposes of Section 3(1) of the Local Government Act 2020. F, personal information being information which, if released, would result in the unreasonable disclosure of information about any person or their personal affairs. This ground applies because the agenda concerns the details of the appointment of the CEO and would, if prematurely released, disclose personal information regarding the applicants and may breach their privacy or cause them disadvantage. That's the officer's recommendation. I'm in search of a motion. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Henderson and thank you, and Councillor Simpson seconded. Do Councillor Henderson, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, Madam.
Councillor Simpson? You're on mute, Councillor Simpson.
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Does anyone else want to speak to the motion or against the motion? Then I put the motion to the vote. For all those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand and keep it raised until I call your name out for the purposes of the live streaming. Councillor Henderson, Councillor Bray, Councillor Hood, Councillor Simpson, Councillor Halliday and Councillor Dryly. Could you put your hand up further? Thank you. And myself, Councillor Hewitt. So I declare the meeting closed to the public. And at this point, Ms. Fort, can you speak through the process?
So through you, Madam Mayor, and to the community who are watching this meeting, the live streaming will cease as the council move into a closed council meeting to deal with confidential items as detailed in the motion that has just been carried. Once the confidential meeting has been finalised and a motion is moved to reopen the meeting, the live stream will recommence and the council will open the ordinary part of the council meeting back up and you'll be able to reconnect into the council meeting where the resolution of council from that particular item on the appointment of the CEO will be announced.
Thank you, Ms. Fort. So is that clear to councillors? All right, then we'll now cease the live streaming.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll stop the streaming now.